Check, check, check. What in the world? I ain't even touched nothing. I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch anything. Oh, it had to have been when my voice mod updated. It didn't update for the fact that my voice. It probably was when my voice mod stuff pretty much updated and it changed some things, and apparently it also reset my mic even though I don't touch nothing. Okay, all right. I gotta do this again. Hold on. Rewind. All right. Now it's time for more One Piece. So let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples! Sorry, I'm yelling just to make sure that my audio is going through. Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another session with One Piece. Today, we are going to be going through Volume 38 of the series called Rocketman, burning out his fuse up here alone. But yes, we are almost at the halfway point of my One Piece read-through series, where I read through every single volume of One Piece from the very beginning, all the way up until when I started doing reactions to this series on my channel, starting at Volume 83. So, this week, we are in fact going to hit Volume 41, which will be that halfway point. Then it will be 41 more volumes after that, until we are officially done. And I honestly believe I'm gonna be done with my entire One Piece read-through series before the One Piece live-action TV show comes out, so that way I can be done with that series, and then I can get back to doing my gaming streams at 12, like I used to, and then I'll be able to tune into that series then. But today, we got a new volume to go through, ladies and gentlemen, and it ought to be interesting. Good to see you, Kohagen. Good to see you, Ozzy. Good to see you, Ravi. I am so happy today. I got myself a new thing of Old Spice. It's like everything is just synergizing well today. The channel reached 4,200 subscribers today, so you know, that's awesome. Every 100 milestone for this channel is just absolutely amazing. So, let's get started with today's volume. I need to make sure that my mic is in a good position, so it's not in the way, and I can read everything, and you guys can hear my titanic voice in the middle of your headspace. The Story of One Piece, Volume 38. Monkey D. Luffy started out as just a kid with a dream to become the greatest pirate in history. Stirred by the tales of pirate red-haired Shanks, Luffy vowed to become a pirate himself. That was before the enchanted devil fruit gave Luffy the power to stretch like rubber, at the cost of being unable to swim, a serious handicap for an aspiring sea dog. Undeterred, Luffy set out to sea and recruited some crewmates: Master Swordsman Zoro, treasure-hunting thief Nami, lying sharpshooter Usopp, the high-kicking chef Sanji, Chopper, the walking-talking reindeer doctor, and the mysterious archaeologist Robin. They keep going back and forth with how they describe Robin in these chapters. Well, in these volumes. After many adventures, the Straw Hat's ship, the Marigo, is less than seaworthy. In order to get her repaired, they head to Water 7, home of the best shipwrights. When told that Mary is damaged beyond repair, Luffy makes the agonizing decision to get a new ship. Furious at Luffy's decision, Usopp leaves the crew, and when Robin is linked to an assassination attempt on Mayor Iceberg, her betrayal and then desertion leave them flabbergasted. When the Straw Hats are blamed for the crime, they set out to learn the truth, but what they find is more deception. The other assassins are agents of CP9, a covert agency working directly for the world government. Their real motive is to secure the blueprints of the Pluton, the destructive ancient weapon, and they need Robin to decipher it. Robin's been taken prisoner and is headed for Enies Lobby, where she'll be tried for her crimes. The Straw Hats are in a madcap rush to save her before it's too late. I honestly feel like I gotta read like the Batman announcer from the 60s, you know, the Adam West shows, like, well, the Straw Hats are in a madcap rush to save her before it's too late. I feel like I'm reading in that style. But we got chapters 358 all the way down to 367. So let's go ahead and do this. I think this is the same number of chapters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it's just one less chapter, so it shouldn't be as long today. But let's begin with chapter 358, Reactivation. And this is after the events of when Frankie tried to stand face to face with the puffing Tom in order to get Tom back, and he wound up getting hit by the train. These are the events that happened afterwards. And citizens are going, "Did you hear? Tom's dangerous disciple, Cuddy Flam, has apparently died." Oh, this is Kokodos saying this. "Did you hear? Tom's dangerous disciple, Cuddy Flam, has apparently died. Got hit by the sea train." "You can do it. You're Tom's best disciple, and he was the top shipwright in the world. Let's have a drink together soon. For laughs this time." And this is Iceberg speaking to Kokoro. "Yeah. Mr. Tom, I'm going to change this town." I want to make sure that I'm, like, properly adjusted. Yeah, there we go. Let's continue. "Mr. Tom, I'm going to change this town." And then a seagull is passing over. "Ugh, they sure got me that time. My body, it's so hot. At least I'm alive. Am I gonna die here?" And it shows a ship passing by Frankie as he lays, beyond the state of recognition, like his entire body is just covered in blood everywhere. I'm surprised sharks didn't get to him with as much blood as covering his body right now. But he gets on the boat. "Nobody's here. All abandoned? An abandoned ship? Waste wood, scrap iron. Yeah, I fit right in. First, I've got to do something about this useless body of mine." And it cuts to 4 years later. 4 years later. And then it cuts to Water 7. 4 years later, Water 7. And it cuts to people going, "The Galley Law Company is really doing good business. Have you heard? In the next mayoral elections, Mr. Iceberg's being nominated." "That's a great idea. If he becomes mayor, we'll all be proud too." And it shows Water 7 looking even more lively, at least 4 years ago. And then someone steps into the field with a bare foot and hairy legs. And then someone is speaking to Iceberg. And I believe this is Khalifa from way back when. "Mr. Iceberg, you have a visitor." "Oh my, who is it?" "He said tell him it's Cuddy Flam and he'll know. He seems suspicious, so we're holding him in the factory." "Huh? Frankie? You're sure that's the name he gave?" "Yes, he's really an unsavory-looking fellow, and on top of that, he's wearing a Speedo. Shall we let him pass?" "No, run him off." And then it cuts to the outside. You've got a real roundabout way of meeting people. And what's with that you got a real roundabout way of meeting people. And what's with that sad joke of a body?" "Ah, shut up. My body got wrecked and parts of it weren't working anymore. So I transformed myself using scrap metal. It's how I survived." So you mean to tell me that all this time, Frankie pretty much turned himself into a cyborg using abandoned pieces from a ship? And that's how he turned himself into a cyborg? Not like with pristine metals in the highest form of human engineering. He just took scrap metal like, Frankie turned himself into a cyborg on a ship! With a box of scraps! Literally, that's what Frankie did. Turned himself into a cyborg with scraps! Also kind of speaks on the level of Frankie's genius if he's able to take scrap metal and turn his whole body into that of a cyborg. Including like getting rid of his organs inside and replace it with like a full-on refrigerator to keep those drinks that he usually puts in his chest. It's kind of weird. And how did he operate on himself? Questions, details Cohagen that I don't think we ever find out about.
Ah, shut up. My body got wrecked and parts of it weren't working anymore. So I transformed myself using scrap metal. It's how I survived.
I don't think this would be a read-through stream if I didn't sneeze.
But enough about that. I hear you're accepting ship contracts from the world government. You gotta be kidding. I can't abide by that. Doing the government a favor. They're the ones who killed Mr. Tom, remember?
And just who made the weapons that triggered all of that.
I understand why you want to confront me, but listen.
Oh wait, I understand why you want to confront me, but listen. Don't think I've forgiven you in the last 4 years. I'm surprised you can even show your face to me now.
What did you say?
I truly thought you were dead. That's how the government reported it. Even if Mr. Tom forgave you, I have no intention of doing so myself. And then time passes.
What is this? Blueprints for the ancient weapon?
From now on, abandon the name Cutty Flam. The government failed to wring these out of Mr. Tom, and it's only a matter of time before they come after me. Take that and leave the island, Frankie.
Leave the island?
Cutty Flam of Tom's workers is dead. As long as you don't use that name, there's nothing connecting us. And if you leave this island, the whereabouts of the blueprints will vanish into the shadows.
Hold on just a minute! If they come after you, you won't have the blueprints! What happens then?
This should wrap up our business together.
Hey! Iceberg!
We may not meet again.
Wait! You want to end up like Mr. Tom? You keep this! If your life is in danger, just give them those! Then just give them these! Or if you don't want to give it to them, burn it while they're watching!
If you were in my place, would you really do that? Mr. Tom accomplished such a tremendous feat, and then he threw everything away when he tried to make a future out of those blueprints. As long as we're in danger of that Nico Robin woman reactivating the existing weapon, then those blueprints must exist in this world, at the very least as an opposing force. Even if I kept holding on to them, I'd sooner let the government kill me than hand them over. Also, good to see you, C-Des.
Welcome. Hey, I might try to make this thing, you know. You sure you can trust me?
The fact that I gave it to you isn't your answer enough? We never change, do we? We get into yelling matches whenever we meet. I still haven't forgiven you, and though you might feel the same way, Frankie.
You jerk. I'm really glad you're alive.
And then the Iceberg just starts tearing up. And then Frankie notices.
Iceberg! I'm not leaving this island. Got that?
You jerk, listen to what I'm telling you.
Shut up! I'm absolutely not gonna leave!
And then it cuts to the present. As Frankie is, got beaten up by CP9. And then it cuts to Lucci, the man we are asking about. Look at Iceberg trying to put on a brave face, knowing full well he cares about Frankie. I know! Also, to everyone, if you want to see what I'm looking at, either go to Viz or go to Manga Plus to keep up. We are in chapter 358. But Lucci speaks in the present. The man we are asking about. The man called Tom. He was skilled, certainly, but he was also a dangerous, out-of-control fishman with Herculean strength. When we asked the townspeople, they gave us vague, misleading answers. It must be rough having to cover for a master like that, Cutty Flam.
I don't even have the energy to think up a comeback. You government people are all trash. Whoa, 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 whoa!
As it cuts to Usopp, who's still watching on, is all like,
hey, don't say stuff like that about the world government!
And then Lucci continues. At the time, here in Water 7, over 100 Navy troops and other officials were seriously injured, and you were the culprit. Committing such an act against the world government is a substantial crime, but you were confirmed dead in a sea train accident that very day, so the crime was never answered for. I think we'll take you to Annie's lobby now, as a criminal. You can talk to us at your leisure there, about the location of the Pluton blueprints. Bluno. And then it cuts to a Dendenmushi. Yes, we've just been connected.
When we reported this incident to our director, he said he wanted to speak with you as soon as possible. Director?
Go ahead, Director.
Ah! Hot! 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 I spilled my coffee! Curse this stupid coffee!
Are you there, Cuddy Flam? It's been ages.
Huh?
Who would have thought you could have survived that? Annie's Lobby Command Center. I can't believe it, but it's great news.
Who the heck are you?
For the past 8 years, whenever my wounds would hurt, I was tortured by rage, with no one to blame. Because the criminal who wounded me was dead, you see? Don't you remember? The man from CP5 who arrested Tom's workers during their attack 8 years ago. We now see a modern-day Spandam, Cypherpole number 9 director. And he has a massive brace over his face because of the injuries that Frankie gave him. He's got like a big old massive brace all over because Frankie jacked him up.
You! Don't tell me you're Spanda! You forgot the M!
I can't wait until you get to Annie's lobby. Now then, men, hurry and bring that criminal to me. Roger, goes Kaku. No, it's not One Piece related, but did I see the Kraven trailer? I did not see the Kraven trailer yet. You know, someone had the audacity to say that Kraven in the movie looks better than the Insomniac version. I'm like, stop the cap. You smoking. Stop drinking on the job and getting on the internet. Ain't no way that, I don't care. The Insomniac version of Kraven looks better than the movie version, but we're not here to compare that. It's just utterly ridiculous. But Kaku says, Roger. And then Lucci goes, let's go.
Ugh, curse you! Let me go, you! Hey! Hey! Wait up, people! Let him go!
As Usopp aims towards Lucci and company. And then Lucci just glares at him.
My apologies.
And he immediately just becomes a coward and just apologizes.
That's all you've got?
I know you. You were one of the Straw Hat crew, as Kaku looks at him. Then it cuts to the Galila Company headquarters as it's still blazing.
It's no good! The wind's going to win this one! The fire's not subsiding at all!
If there's anyone still inside, they'll never survive. Not in these conditions. Huh? And then someone jumps straight through the window of Galila and lands directly in front of him. A reindeer!
I'm carrying Mr. Iceberg and Polly!
And it cuts to Chopper, who's heavily burned, holding one of Zoro's swords in his mouth, while he's also carrying, Iceberg, Polly, and Iceberg's mouse as well. And then Chopper, bloodied and beaten and bruised, is standing there in front of him, trembling.
I knew it! They were still inside!
Then Lucci and the rest? What on earth? And it cuts to Nami, who's unconscious because apparently, she got knocked around as well, so she's kind of bloodied as well.
Nami! This is terrible. I've got to treat her.
And then Chopper can't even get over to Nami because he collapses. Hurry and treat them! Those birds are awful. Hey, what should we do with this reindeer?
Treat him too. He saved their lives.
And that's the end of chapter 358. We got an SBS and then we can move on to 359. Oda! Hello all! Everybody else always hijacks this corner, but in this volume, I've managed to keep hold on my place as creator. Applause, applause, applause. That means lining up at the question corner side all last night with a sack lunch was worth it. And the rice balls were filled with tuna, my absolute favorite. It was so incredibly yummy. Oh, hurry up and start, you say? Just get on with it. Right, okay then, sorry to have kept you waiting. The S, silly. B, bear. S says, excuse me. Corner is starting. I've mistaken the meaning. Reader, hello, Oda-sensei. I just thought of something. It's about the Door fruit. If Sanji ate the Door fruit, Nami would never take a bath again, could she? And with that, please keep up all the good work. Sign, K-I-E. Oda, you're completely right.
That'd be the end of the world as we know it. He'd be able to spy on the baths of all the women in the world. Ah, knock on wood, knock on wood. Imagine someone as who's kind of as lecherous as, I wouldn't say incredibly lecherous, but he's just a womanizer. Imagine him getting access to a devil fruit power that allows him to peer into any woman's bathhouse at any given time. No woman would ever want to leave their room or do anything for that nature because Sanji could just pop up at any time. That's the reason why I'm glad the concepts of superpowers and devil fruits don't exist in this world, because there are far too many crazy people out there that would just destroy all of society as we know it if they ever gain power at all. Reader, the guy in the seat behind me keeps firing the gum pistol. What should I do about it? Signed, Usopp Pirate Crew Navigator. Oda, that's definitely a problem, but that guy's Luffy, no mistake, so give him some meat and I think he'll calm down. That's the end of the SBS, and we move on to chapter 359, Bingo! Limited run series number 8, The House in the Jungle. And here it shows the wax house that Mr. 3 made way back on Little Garden. What, I know you have a video on it, but rate it, please. Something out of 10. What do you mean? What do you mean? I haven't, if you mean the, also, thank you for being a member for 9 months, Ravi. But, if you mean the Kraven trailer, I haven't done a reaction to it. I haven't seen the trailer yet, and I haven't done a reaction. If that's what you're asking, I haven't seen the, Kraven trailer yet. I haven't done, like, a Kyushu views to it yet. I'll probably do it after I'm done, doing One Piece today. Oh, it was raining outside. But I haven't seen the trailer itself yet. But anyone else getting kind of tired of movies centered around villains of No, the One Piece trailer. But rate it, please. If I'm going by the trailer, I mean it seems like a solid 7 out of 10 right now, because I can only go off of the trailer and it's only cutting in snippets. I can't rate the series as a whole because I haven't seen the episodes. But the trailer, I mean, I'm interested in it. It didn't blow my mind, but it definitely seems like it has a lot more heart than any other live-action adaptation that we've seen in the past. So yeah, I'm a lot more hopeful of watching this than I was ever hopeful of watching the live-action version of Cowboy Bebop and Death Note from Netflix. So there's a lot more at stake here, because if this live-action TV show does not work for One Piece, it's probably going to be like another decade or so before we ever get anything like it again. So we'll have to see. Speaking of that, did you notice Morgan's wallpaper in Kobe? Yes, that was brought up in my video when I went over it, because I noticed Kobe, I noticed Axe Hand Morgan, Alvida's in there, even though she gets punched at the end. You see Buggy, and I think you see Full Body, but just his hand in the past, but we'll have to see. I don't know. But there's a lot of things to glean from the trailer that I think I kind of brought up. So there's a lot of questions as well. But if I'm going off of my reaction to it, then I give it like a 7 out of 10. That's just me. Chapter 359, Bingo! And it cuts to Frankie, who's being taken by Bluto along with the rest of CP9.
They got him!
And then Usopp falls over after Kaku's apparently bodied him.
Ow!
Say what you're saying. So what you're saying is that you left the Straw Hat Pirates, but you haven't stopped being a pirate. If you're a pirate, we'll take you with us. You didn't watch the full video? My bad. That's why you watch everything I do to the end. So you don't have to worry about asking me if I did something in the video that I've already done. That's the benefits of watching videos until the end. You know everything in it. Watch my stuff till the end, people. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. So what you're saying is that you left the Straw Hat Pirates, but you haven't stopped being a pirate. If you're a pirate, we'll take you with us. Khalifa.
Right.
And this ship, were you disposing of it?
Hey, you! Don't you touch that, you hear?
And it cuts to Kaku, who just jumps off. You was at work watching your video. I know. It's all good. I'm messing with you, see it is. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Don't worry about it. But watch my stuff to the end, so you're never left out of information. Watch it until the end. I'm messing with you. But Kaku jumps off of the Mary and walks over to one of its doors.
Hey, are you listening to me?
Even if it was only a temporary disguise, in this city we are proper shipwrights. When we tell you something's no good, we think you should listen.
So what? Leave it alone! It's not your ship!
This will let the water out, won't it?
Wait! Don't do anything stupid, okay? Hey!
The panel was good too, the Tadum panel. I didn't watch it. I may have to check it out myself to see how the actors feel about the whole show. I know, all good vibes. I know, see this. You know I like messing with y'all. Trust me, y'all be able to tell if I was serious. And I don't think I ever really have many serious moments here, save for those randoms who show up on the channel from time to time. But other than that, you guys know I love y'all. But Kaku pulls a switch, opens up some doors, and the Mary just slips out of the warehouse into the ocean itself. And then we just hear Usopp screaming, "No!" And we see the Mary fall towards the ocean. And then the wind just howls as he's helpless to watch as the Mary falls into the ocean itself. You see, these are things I did not know. These are things I was not privy to. I had no idea that Kaku dropped the Mary out into the ocean. I had no idea. The benefits of me rereading through this whole series so I can know everything about One Piece. Oh, it's beautiful. But it falls into the ocean, and then Usopp is just left screaming, "Mary!" as the Aqua Laguna gets closer and closer to Water 7. Then, Galila Company headquarters. And we see the smoke subsiding from Galila. And then Iceberg starts to wake up.
Ugh. Mr. Iceberg's conscious again! Terrific!
Yeah, he's okay!
It's all thanks to that reindeer. But I think that thing's the Straw Hat's pet.
And then it cuts to Polly. Hey, look over here too! The girl opened her eyes!
What should we do? Should we make her cough up the Straw Hat's locations right away? Wait! Mr. Iceberg, you shouldn't move yet!
And Iceberg is standing up. And he walks over to Nami. Men, give us some space. I want to talk to this girl alone.
What's going on?
No idea. To begin with, oh my, I'm very sorry. I pinned a false accusation on your crew. I'll right that wrong shortly. I want to talk about Nico Robin.
Do you know something?
When you came to this town, did that woman start acting strangely?
Yes, all of a sudden. Right after we got to town, she disappeared. Then this morning she'd become the criminal behind your attempted assassination. And when some of our crew finally found her, she said she wouldn't be returning to us. We didn't know what was going on. So tonight, we came here to ask her directly, one more time, why she's leaving the ship.
And then it cuts to when Robin earlier said,
"To make my wish come true, if I stay with you people, this wish will never be fulfilled." What sort of wish can't be fulfilled because she's with us?
Let me tell you what I know. At what must have been about the same time you first lost sight of Nico Robin, the government's operation had already begun. There's a reason behind that woman's actions, of course. But first, as you listen, bear in mind that both Nico Robin and I have the means to awaken an ancient weapon powerful enough to destroy the world.
The world?
That's right. And then it cuts to when Nico Robin was on top of Iceberg pointing a gun at his face. There's been a hitch in the operation. All members report to the bedroom at once. Whatever you do, do not shoot Iceberg yet. And this is when Lucci found out that Paulie had fake plans.
Do you understand, Nico Robin? The blueprints you people are after, they're fake. Even if it kills me, I won't hand the blueprints over to the government. But at the same time, if you're snooping around the poneglyphs and helping the government, I have to stop you here.
It's not as if I'm looking for the poneglyphs so that I can activate a weapon. I just want to know history.
That's no excuse! You don't always need to have evil intentions to hurt people. If your simple desire to know history leads to the destruction of the world, then you should die here and now, Nico Robin! You saw the fate of the demons of Ohara, and still you want to chase after history?
And then Robin pipes up going,
What do you know about Ohara? You have no idea how much the world government has warped my life.
If you hate the government so much, why are you helping them with this?
and then she's silent, and then she gets up off of him.
Because there's a wish I want to fulfill, even if it means throwing everything away. In town, CP9 presented me with 2 conditions. The first was to pin the assassination on the Straw Hat Pirates. The second was to turn myself over to the government and obey their orders.
If you do that, you're a goner. Why would someone who's been on the run for 20 years accept those conditions?
CP9 has been granted permission to activate a buster call against the Straw Hat Pirates, just once.
A buster call?
An emergency order in which 5 vice admirals from the Navy headquarters and 10 warships assemble at the same location. The target of such a national war-class military force cannot survive. Even in the Navy, only the 3 admirals and the head of the Navy, the Fleet Admiral, are able to exercise that kind of authority. But this time, through Admiral Aokiji, CP9 obtained the right to activate it, just this one time. If I hadn't accepted the conditions, we would have been the target of a buster call. When I heard Aokiji's name, I gave up. For the past 20 years, I've been able to just run away and survive, no matter the circumstances, because I had nothing to protect, because I could betray others and use them to take the fall for me. But now, I just can't do that. I've found companions who believe in me. In me! The life I once threw away, the heart I lost, the dreams I thought were dead. They bring these back to me, every time.
Then what is this wish of yours?
Myself accepted. I want the 6 remaining Straw Hats to sail from this island in safety.
And for that you'll awaken a deadly weapon? Don't you care what happens to the world?
I don't.
Stop talking nonsense.
And this is when Iceberg pulls the trigger on Robin. So that's the whole conversation. She's grown attached to everyone on the Straw Hat crew, that she wants them to get away. Those feelings of actually being a person that can be relied on, and people rely on her. The heartfelt, honest feelings. The Straw Hats were bringing that back to her. And seeing how much of a threat the world government would pose to the Straw Hat crew, she decides to give herself up so they can get away safely. This was the moment she stepped foot on the Straw Hat crew. That's when her heart started to get bigger and bigger until right here, this decision that she's dooming herself to is all for the sake of her crew.
I couldn't pull the trigger.
As we come back to the present day.
Can you believe it? Of everyone living on this planet, that woman chose to protect the 6 of you.
All for us?
Now that it appears likely that the blueprints for my weapon will be stolen as well, I can't rightly blame her, but...
And then Nami's just huffing a little bit. And she collapses.
Hey, what's wrong?
She loves her crewmates. Now that's what you call sacrifice. Exactly. A person who spent 20 years betraying others, manipulating others. Even Aokiji was out there saying, like, yeah, that was a spider just crawling across my switch. It's raining outside, so they get more active, but it's like, excuse you? What are you doing crawling in my room? My room is clean. I vacuum all the time. How dare you crawl in my room and interrupt my stream? See, here's the thing. It's so small, but I immediately noticed it because I have my mother's eagle eyes. So yeah, random spider just crawling in my room. But Nami collapses. And Iceberg goes, "Hey, what's wrong?"
I'm so happy. Robin, she didn't betray us. I got to gather everyone up and tell them right away. Thank you, Mr. Iceberg.
Wait, the Straw Hats are already defeated. What can you do now?
Now you say? This starts now. Luffy and the others are fine. They can't be done away with that easily. We're going to get Robin back. Hesitating makes us weak. Now that we know she needs to be saved, our strength will be infinite.
Ooh, I like that.
Now that we know she needs to be saved, our strength will be infinite.
And Iceberg can only just watch on.
Chopper, wake up! We gotta go and find everybody.
Hey, lady, that guy's seriously injured.
And she's just hitting Chopper on the head like,
Chopper! Chopper! Chop! Chop! Chopper!
I'm sorry.
Hey, lady, that guy's seriously injured.
Wake up, Chopper!
And it's just Nami just karate chopping him in the head. She's not slapping him, but she's just... she's just chopping him in the head, and he's awake for it. And then we get someone going,
Chopper.
"Oh, this is Sanji."
Chopper, you go meet up with Luffy and the others and tell them everything about what just happened.
What about you, Sanji?
I'll knock around on my own for a while. Don't worry, I won't do anything rash. What's the matter?
Do you think Robin hates us?
Chopper, you better remember one thing.
Hmm?
Real men can forgive the lies women tell.
And then it cuts to Water 7 Blue Station. Last train for Enies Lobby, departing at 11 o'clock p.m. Due to the rising water level, please board from the station's second floor. And it cuts to Nico Robin being led by, what is his name? By that government official that was talking, that was talking to, what is his name? Hold on. Hopefully it'll show it. What is his name? No! What is that name of that Navy official that was speaking with Iceberg earlier? What is his... I can't remember his name. He's one of the government officials, and it starts with something. No! I forget his name, but he's there escorting Robin. And as Robin is being escorted into Blue Station, Sanji is hidden away in the shadow of an archway, and he just lights his cigarette as he goes, bingo. And that is the end of chapter 359. Onwards to chapter 360, but we got another SPS. I forget his name. Someone's gonna remember what his name is, and then it's gonna be like, how did I forget that? But, reader, Oda-sensei. I've got a friend who tells me, I saw Oda-sensei via email. Apparently, you were standing by the magazine rack in a convenience store perusing a dirty magazine. Well, don't worry about it. I always figured you were that kind of guy. Hehehe. That's probably how you research Nami's physique, right? Signed, Rude Kid Ooh Yeah. Oda, how rude, as if I just stand around in the store reading magazines like that. How uncouth! I'd buy them! And then, reader, hello Oda-sensei, a question right off the bat. A while ago on TV, there was a program about Venezia, the city of water, where there is a high tide called Aqua Alta, where the townspeople all have to wear boots. Did you maybe model Water 7's Aqua Laguna on this? Signed, I love One Piece. Oda, there was a show on that topic apparently, and for a little while I got a ton of questions about this from readers. Maybe you were watching TV and got carried away by that Aqua Alta show. You're right, Venezia is an Italian city known as the City of Water, so I used it as a model for the setting in this series. Still, well, as you all know, it makes things more realistic to include the city's trials as Now I really got to get through these chapters because family's bringing me food. And I got several chapters to go through. I got 8 chapters to go through. I haven't even scratched the surface. Let's move it. As you all know, it makes things more realistic to include the city's trials as well as its beauty. So, although it's done in a very manga style, I've included that in the action as well. But what happens in the manga couldn't actually happen in real life. So you can rest assured while you travel. I want to go to Venice, English name too. Chapter 360, departing soon. Miss Golden Week's big plan, a Baroque reunion, Volume 2, newspaper please. As Miss Golden Week is having one of those news seagulls, basically bring her the newspaper, because she's still on Little Garden. And then we see Water 7 as the storm draws closer. Shipbuilding Island, Blue Station entrance. CP9 will be here soon. Nico, Robin, you board the sea trade first. Step on it. Hurry and take her away, you guys.
Yes, sir.
The woman who's been on the run for 20 years. Good of you to finally surrender.
And then Sanji's in the back.
A government official, the Navy, and Robin. and Robin.
There is a darkness in me that you and the crew do not know.
No matter how you look at it, she's obviously being escorted away. But with opponents like that, if she wanted to run, she should be able to wiggle out of it on her own. Does she have some kind of objective here? Or is there some reason she can't run?
And then he's just imagining, sorry to keep you waiting, Robin, my darling.
I've been waiting for you, my one and only prince.
Is she doing all this on purpose because she wants me to save her?
You moron. And he's just laughing to himself because he daydreaming. Corgi! That's his name! Corgi! His name is Corgi! Ah! It rubs me the wrong way when I can't remember characters' names because we run into so many of them, but Corgi, his name is Corgi. Mr. Corgi, it's CP9.
Huh?
Whoa, it's Rob Lucci.
What a presence. So that's CP9.
Let me go!
Curse you, let me go! Huh?
Where are you taking me? I'm never forgiving you people for this! Do you hear me?
As it shows Bluno carrying both Frankie, and Usopp. And Frankie, who is screaming, let me go curse you, he gets knocked out by Kaku because there's a little knot on Frankie's head and there's some smoke coming off of it and there's a little smoke coming off of Kaku's fist. So he's all like Arthur Morgan when you're getting a bounty in Red Dead and you just smack him in the back of the head. But unlike the people in Red Dead, Frankie stops talking after you hit him once.
Usopp!
Welcome back from your long assignment.
Mr. Lucci, your coat. That's too much. Make them stop.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. At once. And they put like a big old jacket on Lucci's shoulders. And Lucci goes,
this isn't a game. Look sharp. Everyone board the train.
As CP9 and all that Navy personnel prepare to board the train. Everyone to the sea train. Prepare to depart for Annie's lobby.
I'm telling you, let me go!
And then Usopp gets hit in the head by Kaku.
Did he say something about causing us trouble to the very end? He's planning to cause us trouble even after leaving the crew?
Then to the ruins of the Galila Company headquarters. And then Chopper's more or less back to normal.
So, Robin doesn't hate us?
And Chopper's saying this as he still has a little bit of blood on his fur and he's bandaged all up.
That's right. So now we've got to go find Luffy and the others and save Robin.
Look at him brown-nosing and CP9 just brushing him off. Because CP9 ain't there to play games. They there to work. They're there to work. He's all like, oh, it's like these officials are like, can we give you a little bit of our time, Mr. Lucci? Or have this fur mink coat, Mr. Lucci? Oh, please put in a good word for me for the director, Mr. Lucci. And Lucci's all like, stop talking to me. This isn't a game. Get on the train so we can finish this assignment. And that's all he cares about. Everyone's all like, let's get in good with Mr. Lucci. We must fulfill his every need. And he's all like, I would not hesitate in killing every single one of you if I was given the order. Stop talking to me. That's pretty much Lucci's entire mindset. But back to Chopper and Nami.
So, Robin doesn't hate us? That's right. So now we've got to go find Luffy and the others and save Robin.
Huh? It turned into a raccoon. It's a raccoon now.
Hey, it turned into a raccoon.
Okay, we'll go look. Where are they? I don't know. That's why we're looking for them. All right, I'll look really hard.
Whoa! Now it's a gorilla.
As it showed Chopper going back into like his human muscular form. And then we get Iceberg, who's steadily just petting his mouse in his chest pocket. Wait, you two. It's up to you whether or not you go after Nico Robin. But I'll tell you this. A sea train for the transportation of government personnel departs at 11 tonight. Oh my, it's very likely they'll be on that train. In other words, Nico Robin will be with them. After that train runs, the sea train will temporarily stop service because Aqua Laguna is on its way.
What are you saying?
If you let that train leave without you, of course you won't be able to launch a ship either. You won't have any way to leave the island.
No way! This is bad! What time is it now?
10:30.
We've only got half an hour? Listen, isn't there anything we can do to keep that sea train from leaving? Just for a little while?
Well, it's bound for Ennie's lobby, and only government people are allowed on that island. Even the engineer is a government man. No one would listen to me.
No! Then I'll have to get to that station somehow and persuade Robin face to face. There's no other way! Chopper, I'll tell you which directions Luffy and Zoro flew off in. You go search there. All right! Great! I gotcha!
Hey, you! And this is Paulie. Oh, Paulie! We're glad you're okay!
You guys, help this girl out.
Huh?
Help her out? Paulie, these people are the criminals who went after Mr. Iceberg. We need to tie them up instead. We're missing Lucci and Kaku too, and the Straw Hat Pirates weren't the assassins. These people are innocent. They were pulled into this by the real assassins, and we falsely accused them. What? I don't know who they really are, but they were wearing masks, and the Straw Hats fought them for us. As you saw, it's only because of them that Mr. Iceberg and I are alive right now. You don't have to look for Lucci and Kaku. I don't think we'll be seeing them again.
Oh, so he's keeping the names of Lucci and Kaku, the good names of Lucci and Kaku that the crew knew, and he's not slinging them through the mud.
Huh? Do you know what happened to Lucci and the rest?
They ran back home to Mama.
That's ridiculous! How could they leave in the middle of a dismal situation like this?
Never mind that. Just look for the Straw Hats. You, shameless woman.
Hey! Huh? Hey, don't call me that!
You're going to the station, right? I'll take you there.
You will? Thanks!
Paulie, just a minute! Is what you just said really true? Quit yakking and take responsibility! You want to damage the galley law name?
No, Foreman!
We're sorry!
Give us our orders! We'll help! Get off the bulls! Open the cages!
Went home, huh? As Iceberg speaks to Paulie.
There are all sorts of things it would be a bad There are all sorts of things it would be a bad idea to talk about. There are all sorts of things it would... I'm sorry, but this sentence is throwing me off. There are all sorts of things it would be a bad idea to talk about right now. I feel like that should be, there are all sorts of things that would be a bad idea to talk about right now. Because the way it says, like, it would be a bad idea, all sorts of things it would be a bad idea to talk about right now. I don't know if that sentence should be that way. It's throwing me off. I'm sorry. And it's bad enough that you and I have to know about their betrayal.
And then it cuts to a Yagura.
Hey! Hey! Luffy! Zoro! Sanji! Usopp, please come back.
As Chopper is on top of one of the members of Galley Law, as a massive force is using Yagaras in order to go through the canals and find Luffy and everybody else.
You guys try too!
Hey! Luffy! Zoro! Sanji! Usopp, please come back.
And everyone is just going through the streets. And then we got Paulie escorting Nami.
Turn to that canal. It's a shortcut to the station.
Still 20 minutes left before the train departs. Don't leave yet, Robin. Going it alone, sacrificing yourself, we'll never let you do those things. Faster, Bull!
I'm sorry. I'm having way too much fun today. I'm having way too fun today.
Final train at 11 o'clock. Departing from Water 7 Blue Station for Annie's Lobby.
As Robin is just sitting on the train, looking out the window. And then we got Usopp and Frankie who are thrown in the baggage car. Stay in here and behave yourselves.
Ow!
Oh! You jerks, be a little more careful, would ya, idiots? Government trash!
Yeah! You idiots!
Let's not go that far.
And then it cuts to Sanji, who's still at the station.
Since Aqua Laguna is approaching, we're pushing the schedule forward and will be departing shortly.
Drat, they're leaving already?
So Nami and them really gotta book it if they want to catch up. And then we get Khalifa.
Our mission is almost complete, isn't it?
Keep careless comments like that to yourself until we arrive, idiot.
Sorry.
And then it cuts back to them. It cuts back to Iceberg saying, if you let that train leave without you, you'll have no way off this island. And then it has Nami speeding off closer and closer.
Please let us make it in time.
And then it has the Iceberg's mouse just there with Iceberg as he's thinking,
Frankie, you jerk. Are you alright?
Straw Hat! Roronoa!
Luffy!
Sanji! Zoro! Usopp, please come back.
Luffy! They're gonna take Robin away!
And then it cuts back to Sanji.
I wonder what Luffy and the rest of them are doing. Isn't anyone going to get here in time?
The final train will soon.
And then Sanji just takes off. And then we get Luffy, who's once again stuck in between a building.
Dang it! Those jerks! They won't get away with this!
And he's just stuck between two buildings on the far side of the island. As he's just thinking, I'm stuck. And then it cuts to Zoro, who's stuck as well.
Ugh, bad luck. My foot slipped.
As Zoro is stuck upside down in a very narrow chimney with only his swords and legs hanging out of it.
I'm stuck.
The train will be departing shortly. Straw Hat! Zoro!
Luffy!
And that is the end of chapter 360. Onwards to chapter 361. But we got an SBS. Reader, it's me! Me! Remember me? Ona-sensei, it's me! I just now got into a traffic accident and I need 2 million right away. Will you transfer that over to my account? That, and I have a question. And I had a question. Can lots of people eat the same devil fruit, or can't they? Is that even possible? If that happened, what would happen? Okay, thanks for answering. Signed, earlier years. Oda, huh? That's terrible. A traffic accident? Alrighty, let me just transfer that to you. Hey, would you quit that? It's me, remember me, fraud. Right. Then I give that evil fraud an Oda slipping chop. Okay, I chopped your shins. You ever been chopped in the shins before? Very hard. It's like hitting your elbow, but it's on your legs. Here's your answer. It's not possible for lots of people to divide a fruit and eat it. I get lots of questions like this, but with devil fruits, just one bite is enough to give you the ability. And once somebody's bitten into the fruit, it's just a normal, nasty tasting fruit. Nothing will happen, no matter who eats it. In short, several people can't get abilities from a single fruit. Reader, there was something I didn't understand, and I want to look into it. What kind of a blowfish is a longhorn cowfish? Mr. Tom is obviously too fat, right? I would love to see your gorgeous drawing of a blowfish, A-chan. Thank you, Sound Naomi. And then it shows Oda drawing a longhorn cowfish, which is basically a pufferfish. And essentially, its skin is poisonous. And the It's Me, Remember Me fraud is a crime in Japan, like an actual crime. Chapter 361, P.S. Miss Golden Week's Big Plan, a Baroque Reunion. Volume 3, Baroque Works collapses. I see my comrades for the first time. And This is them all seeing all the members of Baroque Works that were defeated for the first time. Crocodile, Mr. 1, Mr. 2 Bon Clay, Miss Merry Christmas, Miss Doublefinger, Lasso, and Mr. 4. And with Miss Golden Week is Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine, as they're chilling on Little Garden.
Luffy! Zoro! Sanji! Huh, where did they all go? Come out! Let's go save Robin!
Straw Hat! Roronoa! They're not here. Think maybe they're in the back alleys after all? Even if they were, it's already flooded. We can't go look for them there.
And then it cuts to the sea train. Mr. Lucci! It's a little early, but we're departing. Will that inconvenience you at all? Not at all. Let's go. Yes, sir! Then we will! I've lived here for 5 years, but I feel no regret about leaving this island. And then someone starts walking down the stairs into the station, and it's Sanji. He's just walking. He was running before, but now he's just walking. And then the train prepares to leave as Nami and everyone else continues to speed down the canals, with Nami going,
Hey, did you hear a train whistle just now?
because the train just whistles as it's preparing to leave out.
That's strange. It shouldn't be leaving. It shouldn't be departing yet. But those aren't ordinary passengers on it. They might have taken a look at the weather and decided to leave early. Hurry! You can already see the station up ahead.
Stop, sea train!
And then it cuts to a person blowing the whistle.
The final sea train of the day. Water 7 to Eddie's lobby.
Everyone sit down, we're leaving. And it starts to move as the conductor starts, directing the sea train out. Good to see you, Ogata-san. We are on chapter 361. I gotta get through all these chapters because food is on the way.
The final sea train of the day. Water 7 to Annie's lobby. Now departing.
Ugh, we're moving.
Those freaking government jerks.
And then Sanji is looking on as he sees the train moving. And Nami skids right in so dangerously close to the train, close to the station.
We're here. Thank you, Bo.
Take the middle entrance and go down the stairs.
Right. Robin, don't go.
And then it cuts to Robin, who's having her hand up to her face, thinking back to when she first joined the Straw Hat crew.
I wanted to die and you made me live. That's your crime.
And as the train is chugging, she's smiling.
I have nowhere to go and nowhere to return to. So let me join your crew.
Well, I guess it can't be helped. Okay.
Luffy! Hey, hold it.
Hey, hold it! Who are you? That's dangerous! Step back!
And then it cuts to Nami as she goes,
Robin, get off the train. We'll fight anyone with you. Luffy! Zoro! Where are you?
Ugh, I can't get out.
and then Zoro and Luffy are struggling to try and get out of the spaces they're stuck in.
Wait! Robin!
As Nami screams for Robin and the train takes off. And then the train leaves Water 7. And Polly makes it down to the station, into the inner parts of the station with Nami, and she's just on the ground. Just in a heap.
You didn't make it. Poor thing.
Ow, ow, ow! What is that man planning to do?
Doesn't matter what. That train was reserved by the government. Once they catch him, it's over. Hey, you're Polly from Galila. You're injured. What happened? Why are you here? That was a pretty early departure.
Yes, all the passengers were on board, and besides, the sea was pretty rough. So we thought the weather forecast must have been way off, and Aqua Laguna could arrive at any minute. It isn't safe here either. Hurry over to Shipbuilding Island.
You're right. Hey, you. You can't stop a train that's already left. I hate to tell you, but Annie's lobby is the kind of place where...
And then Nami is shaking and not saying anything.
Are you crying? Well, I get it.
And then Nami jumps up and screams and goes,
I'm following that thing!
She was mad!
I'll never forgive those government goons!
What's with you all of a sudden?
Lend me a ship. A really big, strong ship.
You're gonna take a ship out on that ocean? You don't understand the terror of Aqua Laguna. Quit being crazy.
I'll weather it out. I'll show you.
This is on a completely different scale from any high tide you've ever seen. From now on, the sea will get unbelievably rough. It's impossible for you to go out on the ocean. You would meet your end.
But don't you get it? Robin's throwing your life away. For us!
Hey!
And then there's an explosion behind them as water starts to... Family's here. Family's here. Family's here. Let me help them out with food. I didn't notice that the garage went up. Let me help them out with it. I remember in the anime it was more like this. Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp too. Yeah, they changed some things. But I'll be right back. Let me help them out with food. Do I want to take a food intermission? It'll have to be after this chapter because I gotta continue and I need to finish this. But I'll take like a short intermission to eat my food and then we'll come back. I'll just make a timestamp here so that way people aren't, just looking at me mess around with stuff. But we are not done with this chapter yet. We're almost done with this chapter, so once I'm done with it, I'll take like a short intermission, and then we'll continue off from there. Did my seat get lower? All right. So let's continue where we left off. I'm going to finish this chapter, then I'll take like a short break, because I don't want you guys to just be See, here's a complicated thing about doing a live stream and family bringing you food. I mean, there was no way I was gonna get through every single one of these chapters before they got home. But at the same time, it's just I don't like to stop because then it's just gonna be like a long pause. So if you guys are patient with me, I'll take a short intermission to eat, and then we'll come back and continue with the chapters themselves. But with Nami, it's going.
But don't you get it? Robin's throwing her life away for us!
And then Polly sees something, and he immediately grabs her, and not only grabs her, enjoy your meal, we'll still be here. Thank you, Ozzy. I thank everyone for their patience. I'll put it in the chat, so if people show up wondering what's going on, then y'all know that I'm having a food intermission. But he picks up Nami. Polly picks up Nami and the two conductors and grabs them before a big crashing wave hits them as Aqua Laguna and the resounding water starts to get closer and closer to them. And then it cuts to Polly, who's up on a higher level with Nami and everyone else.
That was close. Thank you.
Polly, thank you so much. We were almost pulled out to sea.
And it shows that everything got destroyed from just this wave coming through.
Look at that. The timetable that was built into that post got ripped away by the waves. That sort of thing has never happened before. Not once. Why is the pull so strong? It's still just approaching and already we're seeing waves as fast as during last year's Aqua Laguna. This isn't normal.
Hey, is the sea train Robin's on going to be okay?
The sea train should pass just outside the storm's affected waters, right before the high tide starts. As long as it doesn't take a direct hit, it can usually get through even the biggest waves.
And then we cut to someone going, "Hey, are you Nami? Somebody left a letter for you, right there in front of the station. It was probably one of your crewmates."
A letter? From who? I'm surprised you found such a small note.
It was right here. And as he says that, apparently Sanji painted over an entire building saying, "Nami, read this! If you're not Nami, don't read it, idiot." And he painted an arrow right down to where the note is. So it would have literally been impossible for anyone not to have seen it.
That clown!
And then Polly goes,
What does it say?
Hang on, the first half's mostly a pointless love letter. The real letter starts, here.
P.S. I confirm that Robin is on the sea train that's leaving at 11 p.m., so I'm going to board it.
What? Sanji was on that train? And Usopp too? And a gigantic thug with a pompadour.
That's gotta be Frankie!
Yeah, that's him. Oh yeah, there was a baby transponder snail with that letter. There's probably at least one transponder snail on the sea train, so I'll contact you soon.
and then it cuts to her reading the rest of his letter because we can't see it because he's starting to turn the later half of the letter into a love letter towards Nami, and it's getting overridden with him going,
"Oh, he's going to contact us with this."
like, she literally ignores the whole lovey-dovey part and is all like, okay, so he's gonna contact us with a transponder.
Then he must have guessed where Nico Robin was going. Wow.
Yeah, so now we know Sanji's with Robin. We'll get to Eni's lobby too, no doubt about it.
And then the sea train continues to move, and it keeps going over the waves, and Sanji's just chilling in the back, chilling in the caboose.
It sure is wet out here. I can't even smoke. Well now, how do I sneak inside without being noticed?
Wow, it's really storming out here, as a government official just walks out of the door on the caboose directly in front of Sanji.
Huh? Collier cool!
And then Sanji hits this dude directly in the face, sending him flying back into a room with other government officials.
Who are you?
Gah! Goes Sanji. And that is the end of chapter 361. We will continue chapter 362 after I eat, but before I go take my lunch intermission, we got an SBS. Reader, Oda-sensei, hello! I noticed this a while ago when I was watching the subtitles on a pirate movie on DVD. The actor said go to Davy Jones' locker, when the subtitles were saying something like drown at sea. But were they referring to the Davy from Davy Back? Was Davy Jones an actual pirate? Please tell me. Signed, Taco Taro Koro. Taro Koro. Yeah. Oda. To start with, the words Davy Back don't exist even in legend. The Davy Back fight is a game that exists only in the world of One Piece. But as for Davy Jones' locker, it's a legend that's been famous among sailors for a long, long time. Nico Robin also told the story in Volume 33. There are several different versions, but basically it goes like this. There once was a lying, no-good pirate named Davy Jones. He was a greedy fellow famous for shutting his crewmates' belongings and treasure and such into his own locker. Even for a pirate, he was a bad guy, and one day the devil cursed him to live forever on the ocean floor. Since that time, whenever ships, sailors, or treasure sink into the sea, they end up shut in his locker on the ocean floor and never seen again. That's the legend. Example of usage among pirates, let's throw him in Davy Jones' locker, meaning let's kill him by sinking him in the deep sea. That is the end of SBS, and this is where I'm going to start my lunch break real quick. Get that knocked out. Just saying, you don't have to always apologize when you have to take a break. We know that we always understand, and that's the thing about me, Psycho. I'm kind of apologetic when it comes to this sort of things because I don't want to ruin your immersion. I understand that you guys are incredibly understanding for whenever I have to stop something or take a break or something, but I say that because I like to do things in excellence 100% of the time, and I want to make sure you guys get a seamless experience. That's something that has always been like a quirk for me. It's like I don't like to be interrupted with a lot of things, and I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing for people is not interrupted because I want your experience to be uninterrupted because that's how I operate. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's something that I got to deal with and get over is just that's how I've always been. I always want you guys to have the best experience possible. I understand, but that's just something on me. But I understand what you mean, Psycho. It's just a habit of mine. It's just a habit of mine. But thank you all the same. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not done reading One Piece for those of you who are just now joining, but I am going to take my lunch break because family brought food for me, and it would be rude of me to just ignore this food, read through all of this, and my food winds up being cold, and I don't enjoy it as much. While it's still hot, my fries are still crispy and actual fries, I'm going to eat all that, get done, and then come back revitalized, and we can finish the rest of Volume 38 of One Piece. So, I'm going to switch it over to my other screen, and then I'm just going to eat a little bit. I'll put it in chat, letting you know that I'll be back in a couple of minutes. But thank you for your patience, and I'll be back soon. All right. Food has been eaten. Energy has been replenished. Now we can get back to One Piece. So we are done with that previous SBS. Now we can move on to the next chapter. Chapter 362. How was it? Pretty good. Pretty good. I had a double fillet of fish meal. I usually don't deviate too much from what I usually get from McDonald's whenever family gets it for me. So it's either double fillet of fish, chicken nuggets, or quarter pounder. Either one of those. And occasionally a McChicken from time to time. Back to business! Welcome back, everyone. I had to say before I continue, you guys are indispensable. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding. People don't realize just how much more valuable people who are patient with you, especially on a platform like this, truly are. Sure, you can have a lot of people says like, yeah, I'll come back later. But people who are completely understanding about, you know, current living situations or you having to do other things or whatever. And they're all like, you do what you got to do. We'll still be right here. You guys are absolutely legendary. Okay? Every single one of you. Thank you for being patient. Thank you. You guys have no idea just how much of a blessing that is to me. Just to have people like you who are just so overwhelmingly supportive and understanding. Because it was not like this in the beginning. I didn't even think people would be this patient with me after all this time. But you guys have shown that you guys are just amazing. You really are. Chapter 362, Ebb Tide. Miss Golden Week's Big Plan, a Baroque Reunion, Volume 4. Let's go to the prison. And Miss Golden Week is basically just packing her stuff because she wants to go to the prison where Crocodile and all the other members she saw are being held in order to, I guess, get them out. And Mr. Five and Miss Valentine are all motioning towards her like, that's a bad idea. But we get back to the sea train where to the Puffing Tom, that is, where Sanji has basically jumped into like a car that is full of government agents. No way! He was out on the rear deck this whole time? Who are you? I saw that kick. He's not just a civilian. He must be a person of interest. And it shows that one dude that Sanji kicked in the face still laying, upside down towards the other side of the car. If you say that to my face, I might just blush. It wasn't a compliment! He's not taking us seriously. Report this to Lucci right away. Tell him we got a suspicious intruder. Wait. And then someone goes, wait. This isn't something we have to go out of our way to tell CP9 about, is it? And this person is still coughing. No matter how rowdy this intruder is, there's no need to fear him, because in this car, I can protect you. What in the world? This is a tall Joker. This is a tall dude. He's big enough where he actually has to bend over and place his back against the car. I can protect you. Oh, it's so smoky. Jerry, CP6 intelligence member from Karate Island. Jerry! Huh? I'm from the South Blue, and from an island known for its karate, and I'm the best one there. Get it? Yes, I am a boxing champion. So do some karate, goes Sanji. Hey, that's just rude! Jerry's Aurora Flicker Jab! And he starts punching in the direction of Sanji rapidly. But Sanji jumps up out of the way, but Jerry winds up hitting a whole bunch of the other government, other agents. I might as well just call them agents. Other agents on the car as well. Ah! Ah! Jerry! The enemy's behind you! Ah! He ran away, eh?
Kid, just because I'm tall don't think this little carriage is any problem for me. I've never had somebody threaten me from between their legs before. My boxing style actually works better in narrow spaces. This is my yoga style. Yoga 1, 2, 1, 2.
Your swing is much shorter now, because he goes into a yoga pose and puts his legs behind his head, which keeps his arms from even reaching further.
That's what I make you think. And then, screw dropkick!
As he spins and drop kicks towards Sanji.
Are you just going to completely ignore the rules of boxing? This is a waste of time.
And Sanji jumps over Jerry.
Brochet blow!
And with a spinning drop directly on Jerry, he absolutely bodies Jerry while Jerry's in mid-flight, shocking all the agents on board. And then we get Corgi.
About the representatives in each car. Starting with the last car, Car 7, the one responsible for the government officials in it, is a boxer from Cipher Pole number 6 called Jerry. They get stronger the farther up you go in the train. In charge of the 40 Navy men in Car 5 is Navy Headquarters Captain and former Knight T-Bone. Then, in Car 4 is a man who is also serving as head waiter on this voyage, Wanze, a fighter from Cipher Pole 7. Cipher Pole number 7. In Car 3 is the newest member of CP9, Nero. Although we're escorting dangerous prisoners, we're at no risk of an attack. However, if a threat arises, we do have passable military strength at the ready. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh wait, so we cut back to Water 7 and Nami and Chopper.
Is that right? Yeah. Well, how about that? So Sanji went to the station, and Usopp's on the same train, huh? So for now, we still had to figure out how to get to Eni's lobby, but we can't even begin until we find Luffy and Zoro. Right! Got it! I remember which directions they went off in, so search that way first. Hey everyone, please give us a hand!
Hey, you scurvy dogs!
Hey, you scary dogs, help us out!
Leave it to us! Straw Hat! Roronoa! We're your allies! Come on out!
And then the rest of Galley Law just continues to search for Zoro and Luffy.
Foreman, just moving has gotta hurt. Maybe you should rest. Fool, I'm fine. Just hurry and find those two. Yes, sir! Did you let Mr. Iceberg know about the situation? 2 men went to deliver the report.
And then they cuts to these 2 men talking to Iceberg. And then it cuts to the conductors. I can't believe they're ordering us around too. There aren't any stores open now, even on Shipbuilding Island. Meat and wine?
That's right, as much as you can find.
Because this is Nami telling them to get meat and wine, both of which are the favorite items of choice for Luffy and Zoro.
She must really be hungry, that girl. She's probably going through a growth spurt. That's got to be it.
Luffy! Zoro!
Straw Hat!
Oh, rain! Rain!
As it starts to rain in Water 7.
That's not good. My sense of smell doesn't work in this strong wind anyway, and now...
The winds are crashing up against Water 7 even more.
We've all been yelling so loud and we haven't heard a single response. Maybe it's as we feared. Quit talking nonsense. Just keep trying.
And it cuts to Nami screaming, trying to search for Luffy and Zoro, the members of Galley La, and Chopper as well.
This is terrible. Look at the ocean. Hey, what's wrong?
Polly, look at that. The ebb tide's looking strange. And then it cuts to Kokoro while she's standing up on the edge overlooking everything, while Chimney and Gonbei are hanging on for dear life because the wind is that strong, yet Kokoro is unmoving.
The more water ebbs out, the bigger the wave will return. Watch the way the tide goes out to know how high the tide will be. I'm flying! Just when I was wondering how far the water level would fall this year. Look, Chimney. The ocean's dried up. It's as if the ocean's dried up. Amazing! Wow! In the past, it's been decades, I suppose. Not even I have encountered such a sight.
And it shows the entire beach, including all the things that were destroyed at, like Scrap Heap Island, everything down at the bottom of Water 7. You can see the bare ground, all of it, including all the fish that get, beached from this. And then everyone, including Paulie, is looking on going, can the tide really go out this far?
I've never seen anything like this before.
The sound of the ocean. It stopped.
And then Paulie goes,
just how enormous will the next wave be? The back alleys will be completely swallowed.
There's nobody left in the back alleys, right? If so, they'll be goners instantly.
And then it cuts to Chimney and Gonbei.
Oh, wow! Wow, wow! Granny, look! There's something out there! There's something between the houses! Hmm?
And then it cuts to Nami, who runs up right next to Kokoro.
Look it! Hmm? Why, you're the pirate girl. Ha! Miss Kokoro! Yay! It's the pirate lady! Hey! Look over there! There's something there! Something? What are you going on about, Chimney? Huh? What is this? The ocean's retreating.
And then Nami looks, and she sees something in the far-off distance, wedged in between the buildings. And it's Luffy! Wedged in between these buildings, looking in the opposite direction.
Luffy! The Straw Hat. Isn't that the Pirate King from your place? What's he doing in the... Hey!
As Nami runs away from Kokoro immediately.
Hey, girl, where are you going? You can't go down to the back alleys now, you hear?
Chimney's eyesight is superb. Seriously, though. How did she see Luffy from like half a mile out, wedged in between buildings? Because when you look things up close, will look smaller from a far off distance. So if you can see Luffy when you're directly in front of him, and you are all the way half a mile out, and Chimney can see, like, there's someone stuck in between the buildings. I'm like, how many carrots have you been eating? All of them? You got good eyes.
Hey, girl, where are you going? You can't go down to the back alleys now, you hear?
The back alleys? Hey, somebody stop that girl!
That idiot! Come back!
As Kokoro is very concerned.
Don't you want to live? Aqua Laguna is coming!
And that is the end of Chapter 362. Onwards to Chapter 363, Aqua Laguna. Miss Golden Week's Big Plan, A Baroque Reunion Volume 5, The Yellow-Green of Friendship Colors Trap. Give us a ride, as Miss Golden Week uses her strange, non-devil fruit-related ability to manipulate this pterodactyl into giving them a ride off of Little Garden, apparently. And we see the outer edges of Water 7. This wave is going to be huge if it's drawing all of the water away from Water 7's entirely, and you just see nothing but vast ground. So however big this wave is coming towards Water 7, it's enough to draw all the water out of it. Sorry, something stuck to my hand. We're good now. So this wave is about to be massive if it's able to draw up all the water around the entirety of Water 7 just immediately.
Oh no! It's that pirate girl! She's running down the stairs!
Hey, oh no, it's that pirate girl! She's running down the stairs!
Hey, come back! Stay on high ground!
As Nami's ignoring them because she's going down to where Luffy's stuck. And then she just jumps down across over to the back alleys.
Whoa! She jumped down into the back alleys! Come back here right now! You'll be swallowed up by the ocean!
A sea anemone? A sea anemone growing out of a smokestack. A sea anemone?
Because this sea anemone that Chopper can see in the distance.
Zoro!
Hey, wait! Not the reindeer too! Men, don't chase them. It won't do any good for more people to go after them. This is the ocean we're dealing with. You'll just get killed along with them. If anything happens, I'll go. But only me. I don't want any of you interfering.
And this is Paulie talking to everybody. And then Nami's just running across the rooftops in order to get to where Luffy is.
Pirate lady, you're so cool!
Goes Chimney. And Kokodo is looking majorly concerned. She doesn't have that smile, that constant smile on her face.
What a stupid thing to do. It's too late for them. Look over there. The wave's already so close.
And you see like a massive wave in the distance, far off in the distance. Imagine living in a city where it's just surrounded by water. And then this massive storm that comes every year, once a year, shows up. And on the horizon, far out, miles out, you already see like a big tsunami in the distance. And it's just getting closer and closer. It's like that whole, those aren't waves, those aren't mountains, they're waves type scene from Interstellar. It's making its way closer and closer to you.
Look over there. The wave's already so close.
Oh no, they're gonna die! Nothing can save them now!
And then it cuts to Chopper, who gets to Zoro.
Zoro, can you hear me? It's me.
Chopper?
It's no good. This is as far as I can go.
As Nami gets close to where Luffy is, but she's stuck between a wide gap. And Nami's looking over. And she screams, Luffy!
Huh?
What do you think you're doing up there?
This isn't good! The wave's right on top of them!
Hey, pirate girl, give up and run!
Nami! Are you behind me?
Hey,
Listen, you're not gonna believe this! I got sent flying by that prison guy! And I flew way in between these things and got good and stuck!
and he can't fully speak because his face is smushed in between this very thin space. And then it cuts back to Nami, who's thinking about Robin, and even though she's covered in rain, you can make out her tears.
would you quit playing around? This is so not the time! While you were out here messing around, they took Robin away!
Huh?
And then it cuts to something chugging into the water.
Robin did it all for us! She's planning to die! Do you understand?
And then it cuts to the train, the puffing Tom moving further and further away from the city.
Robin sacrificed herself to protect us from a government attack!
I have nowhere to go and nowhere to return to.
And then Luffy starts getting, fed up because he's hearing all this information. And well, not fed up in a bad way about what Nami's saying, but he's hearing all this and is getting him riled up.
Even though she knew she'd be killed if they took her away.
Then Robin was lying?
Yes!
I'm so glad!
Look at that wave! I knew it! It's several times bigger than normal!
Don't worry! We're not gonna let Robin die!
I can't get you...
And then it cuts to Chopper, who's going,
I can't get you out! How did you manage to get stuck in there, Zoro?
Ow, ow, ow! You're tearing me in half!
What are we gonna do? The big wave's already super close!
How should I know what we're gonna do? No, Chopper, wait a second. Would you possibly happen to have my Kitetsu with you?
Huh? The sword? Yeah, I got it! How did you know?
Oh, I know when it's that sword. Oh, I know. When it's that sword, I know. There's something off about that sword. Gimme! So you held on to it for me, huh? Thanks. Put it in my hand. Hurry.
Ah, it's too late! They're never gonna make it!
and then it cuts to Kokodo as the waves get closer and closer to the city.
Climb up to higher ground! Get higher! Hurry! Run away! You'll get swallowed up!
And then it shows the faces of Luffy and Zoro
It's Aqua Laguna!
as the ginormous tsunami, which is so big that it not only pulled all the water away from Water 7, but you can see the old city after it's been covered in water underneath everything, and this ginormous tsunami that's just above everything. And it freaks out everyone.
What is that?
And everyone looks on in horror as this tsunami that's several times bigger than what they normally encounter just envelops Water 7. And then we get the building where Luffy's at as it starts to crack. And Luffy's struggling. What the? And with a large, long, powerful push, Luffy pushes this entire structure. This is not just a singular building and a singular building. No, it's a connected, massive building. And Luffy, with all of his strength, pushes it off of him. This Joker having a real Hercules moment, isn't he? But he's not killing a whole bunch of Philistines here. But he just pushes the building off of him.
Hey! He's busting up the city!
And then Luffy stretches towards where Nami is and grabs onto her. Let's go, Nami!
Get back, Chopper.
Okay!
One sword style. 36 caliber Phoenix!
And with his Kitetsu, he sends a flying slash going down the chimney that implodes the chimney and sends him flying out.
Who are these people?
And then, as he's doing that, the wave is literally just 100 feet away, like several hundred feet away from him.
What is that?
Rumble! Jumping boost! Grab on!
And then Chopper grabs Zoro, and they both sail high into the air as the waves of Aqua Laguna wash over right where they were.
The waves destroying the back alleys! Look, it's them!
As it cuts to Chopper and Zoro flying over one side of the bridge leading up to the upper levels of Water 7, and then it cuts to Luffy and Nami flying up to from the other side.
They made it to the Great Bridge! There's no way the water will reach that far! They made it!
You guys are awesome!
Way to go, Straw Hat!
Huh? And then it cuts to Aqua Laguna reaching the Great Bridge still, because it's still crashing onto them. And that's the end of chapter 363. Now we move on to 364. Kokoro.
The Straw Hats! They were swallowed up by Aqua Laguna!
No, look there! And then we cut to Polly. And he's holding on to all of them with his ropes, even while the Great Bridge is breaking, even though the section of the Great Bridge he's on is breaking apart. It's Mr. Polly! And he's holding on to all four of them, and he pulls them out of the water. And then we get Chopper, Nami, Luffy, and Zoro pulled straight out of Aqua Laguna back onto dry land once again. Luffy lands on his feet, and then Zoro lands on his feet. Chopper and Nami, not so much, but they immediately grab him. We're saved! And Luffy grabs Nami, Zoro grabs Chopper, and they both just dash away so they can get off of the Great Bridge. Whoa! It's still coming! Run to Shipbuilding Island! Hurry! The Great Bridge is crumbling! And they just take off. They just take off like crazy as the Great Bridge is crumbling behind them. Then it shows the faces of Luffy, Polly, Zoro as he's holding on to Chopper, who's holding on to Zoro's face. And they all go sailing into the air onto more safer and more secure ground as Aqua Laguna's crashing waves kind of subside, but they still make it. And then all of the back alleys itself. All of the back alleys. You know, the whole section where you needed an elevator to get up to the upper level of Water 7, all of that underneath that is completely submerged. All of it.
What a wave! Unbelievable. This is Shipbuilding Island, and even here doesn't feel safe.
The tide's going out again. I know I haven't used this accent in a while. I'm just so used to using this kind of accent for all of these dudes. Because, you know, they're hardy, they're hardworking, and I feel like they need a voice that sounds like it. People you don't mess with, especially if you're trying to get one over on the people who built your ships and stuff. They need the kind of voices that you need to make sure that, hey, we need to take these dudes seriously. Don't mess with them. Just make sure they get paid when they're done doing their work. The tide's going out again.
Of course, they'll keep coming. A second wave, And a third, just like the last one. We should evacuate inland as well.
And then it cuts to everyone who made it back.
Ugh. Can't breathe!
As Chopper is just trembling, holding on to Zoro's face with a vice grip.
That was some stunt you just pulled off.
Thanks. You saved us, rope guy.
That was a shock. So that's Aqua Laguna. I can't stop shaking.
If that happened every year, this island would be long gone. It's different this year.
And then it cuts to Kokodo.
You people really threw me for a loop. It's amazing you're still alive.
Oh, it's the old monster lady. You were on the island, huh?
Of course, if we were in the middle of that ocean, we'd have drowned. Pirate guy, you're great!
That part always makes you laugh when Chopper suffocates Zoro with a death grip out of fear. Like, I can imagine. He's a kid. He's just holding on for dear life. And then it cuts to Zoro.
Are you trying to suffocate me? This little jerk passed out clinging to my face. This little jerk passed out clinging to my face.
Huh? Hey, Zoro! Why were you running from the wave, too? Were you in the town?
No, not exactly.
He was stuck in a smokestack.
Stuck in a
smokestack? Zoro, you're such a dork!
How'd you ever manage to? You're in no position to be laughing at other people. You're both complete dorks.
As Zoro is kind of nonchalantly, choking Chopper because he told Luffy where he was stuck. Then where's Sanji and where's Sanji? He was literally about to say Usopp, wasn't he? Where's Sanji and where's Sanji?
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot to tell you. Zoro, you listen too.
And I think he choked Chopper enough to make him go pass out again because Chopper's foaming at the mouth in this panel. Then time passes, things get told to Luffy, and he goes, "Then it's decided. We'll get a ship and go after them right away."
No other option, eh?
And Zoro just grips on his sword. "Hey, rope guy, loan us a ship. Or actually, instead of a ship, are there any sea trains leaving?"
The Puffing Tom is the only sea train in the world. It's a miracle of a ship, made possible only through the skills of a legendary shipbuilding team that used to live here.
And then it cuts to Kokodo, who's just steadily drinking in the background. "Okay then, loan us a ship. The strongest, fastest ship in town."
Why don't you just quit while you're ahead? You did see the ocean just now, right?
He's right. There's no way you could travel on the ocean right now.
Are you crazy?
No ship has ever survived the oceans, even during a normal Aqua Laguna. You saw the way it destroyed the back alleys. The town is sturdy. That town is sturdy. Before now, Aqua Laguna hadn't budged it an inch. On this ocean, even the biggest galleon would get shattered to smithereens in one blow. We can't let you take a ship out there when we know you're going to die. Wait until morning. Once the storm has passed, we'll loan you a ship. Hey, you guys head for the evacuation shelter too. We're finished with searching for people.
If we wait until morning, will we be able to do what we set out to do? I know about Enies Lobby. When I found out it was a government-owned island, I remember what I'd heard about it. Isn't it the location of the Gates of Justice?
What's that?
Go Zoro.
On the government-held judicial island Enies Lobby, there's a courthouse, but it's a court in name only. Just being taken to Enies Lobby is considered proof that you're a criminal. There isn't a soul in that courthouse. The accused are walked straight through it until they reach a huge cold steel door. They're the Gates of Justice. Once someone who's committed a crime passes through that door, they'll never see the light of day again. It's a doorway of despair. Because if you set sail from the port beyond that door, there are only two destinations you can reach. One is considered the mightiest summit of the forces of justice in the world, the Navy headquarters. And in the other are rows of torture chambers and execution blocks. Dangerous prisoners who've rampaged the world over are confined there. It's the great underwater prison, Impel Down.
Enemies Lobby. Enemies Lobby. You might as well call it that.
Enies Lobby has no mercy for criminals. It just condemns them to that place. It's nothing more than the empty shell of a judicial body. Isn't that right? Robin has a bounty on her head. No matter where she's taken tonight, whatever's waiting for her at the end is going to be torture. Every moment we spend standing here, Robin's getting closer to those gates of justice. There's no way we can wait until morning.
And then it cuts to Polly. If you know that much already, then I'll tell you one more thing. Even if the ocean were calm now and you could set sail, that's no place for you to go. Don't forget, you're pirates too. Annie's lobby is the entryway to the world government's hub. Naturally, battle lines are drawn around that place. No pirate would even think of retrieving a crew member who'd been taken to that island.
Oh, you don't know this crew.
Because they know exactly what would happen. Do you want to pick a fight with the very heart of the world government?
And then it cuts to Luffy, who's listening to all of this.
It's true! Just give up on the idea!
You can't send out a ship until morning because of Aqua Laguna. And even if you catch them, you'll be killed. I need to vary up my accents a little. Then you'll have zero chance of being saved.
Luffy.
Then we'll have to steal a ship. Wow! We're setting sail right now! This is a scam. Scam call. Get off my phone. Don't ever disrespect my stream like that again.
He's really gonna do it! That idiot!
Ugh, scary. And then Kokodo is still drinking.
Even the waves got mad!
As it shows waves hitting Polly and his crew in the back. Well, not necessarily Polly, but a short wave hits them in the back where it's after he says, I'm going to steal a ship. Our crewmate's waiting for us! Get out of our way!
Fine, I'll take you on.
Mr. Polly! And as he readies his rope, Zoro readies his sword, Chopper readies himself, Nami readies herself.
Hold it right there, people! Miss Kokodo. You're the one in the wrong here, Straw Hat. It's just as Polly says, you fool.
Shut up, old lady this has...
Nothing to do with me, right? Yeah, well, just listen. I swear, if I left you people to your own devices, you'd be racing to your death. Listen up. If there's any ship in the world able to ride out this Aqua Laguna, it's the sea train built by those legendary men. That's the only one. But that isn't here now, which is why we're taking a ship.
But that isn't here now, which is why we're taking a ship.
If you're so eager to meet your end, come with me. I'll send a sea train out for you.
And that's the end of chapter 364. Onwards to chapter 365. But we got an SBS. Oda, reader, would you pass the salt? Signed, Yumi-chan. Oda, oh sure, here you go. Reader, question for Odachi. In chapter 354, Sea Train, when the sea train sets sail, that snot-nosed guy on the lower left, is that Polly? If you don't answer my question, I'll tie you up with rope. Big old lie. Signed, Meat, Meat. Reader, Oda-sensei! Hold on. Oh, okay, he's answering both questions at the same time. Reader, Oda-sensei! Those little girls who were riding on the sea train when it opened for service in volume 37, those were Mozu and Kiwi, weren't they? Oh, they were so cute back then. And now they're just so... Daddy doesn't remember raising them to be like that. Oh, Daddy said he's going to cry. Sign, Daddy. Female. Oda. All right, lots of letters came about these. Well, I assumed you guys would pick up on them, and that's why I drew them. They're both right. Polly was really moved at the time. That emotion stayed with him, and now he's a great shipwright. And Kiwi and Mozu also wanted to become shipwrights, but they didn't pass Galilaw's tests. Frankie picked them up just as they were going delinquent, and the rest is history. And on top of that, there was one more person at that place with them. Zambai, the guy who holds the Frankie family together. He also intended to become a shipwright, then went delinquent. The Frankie family is comprised of a collection of Water 7's failures and baddies. Frankie is a benefactor to these people. End of SBS, and we got Chapter 365, Rocketman. Burning out his fuse up here alone. Miss Golden Week's Big Plan, A Baroque Reunion, Volume 6, Great Escape from the Island of Giants. And it has Miss Golden Week riding on top of this big pterodactyl while Miss Valentine just sits in her umbrella And Mr. 5 just holds on for dear life because he's handling the bags. He's handling the bags and everything, holding on while they fly past Dory. And who just waves goodbye to them. Chapter 365, Rocketman! Then we get Spandam!
This is the best break ever, and all thanks to Aokiji giving us the okay for a buster call. Isn't that right, Funk Freed? 5 vice admirals and 10 warships from Navy headquarters.
I can't do an elephant sound. It's a sound that you can do when you put your lips together and go like. I can't do it because I think my lips are chapped. But the Funk Freed, which is a big old elephant, is just, trumpeting in the back.
One can have no stronger ally than that. Nico Robin, a woman the world government has been chasing for 20 years, fell into CP9's clutches, into our hands, so easily. And at the same time, Tom's disciple and the holder of the Pluton blueprints, that detestable Cutty Flam, is in transit here along with her. The world may be wide, but the only 2 humans who have the key to reviving that ancient weapon are on the sea train as we speak, and they're on their way to me! Enough military force to destroy the world, coming straight to me!
And it just shows the faces of Robin, Frankie, and all the members of CP9 just sitting in one of the cars. They're just chilling, just sitting in separate chairs away from each other. There's a bubble back here on the back. And it shows the sea train just going over the ways. Car 7, last car, as Sanji is basically beating up every single person in all the cars. He's beat up everyone in car 7. He's currently beating up the last person in car 6 on the freight car, which is also the same location of Frankie and Usopp.
Cool, yeah, Frit!
And Sanji hits the dude in the face so hard that he sends his head breaking through the roof of the train car. And he's just left there.
Sanji, what are you doing on the sea train?
Well, I'd like to ask you the same thing. I'm afraid we haven't been introduced. You over there.
Oh, that is so bogus, you little...
Oh, here it is. I found it. A transponder snail. That's great. Hey, there are a lot of them here. Does this double as a communications room?
The officials
in that last car didn't have anything except dumb stuff like mask and disguises. Now I can finally contact Nami.
And then Frankie speaks up.
So, let me guess. Pirate friend of yours? Ex-friend. And who the heck are you? I'm the other side of Water 7. Dismantler Frankie.
So you're Frankie, huh, you jerk? Ow, ow, ow. Bit my tongue. I gotta get these wisdom teeth pulled.
So you're Frankie, huh? You jerk! How could you have done that to our long nose? How many pieces do you want to be sliced into, huh? No! Hold it! A lot has happened since then! He saved Amerigo too! At least temporarily!
Hey, you better watch yourself when these ropes come off, you hear?
As Sanji basically kicked Frankie in the face.
Oh, yeah. The Amerigo is...
Hey now, hold on. Is this any time to be getting gloomy? In any case, brother, I'm begging you, untie these ropes. As if I'd untie your ropes. Just stay tied up for life, bottom feeder. Why, you? Someone humbly requests a favor and you get all arrogant.
Hey, would you guys knock it off? If we waste time with this, they're gonna catch us!
As Usopp yells over the both of them, causing a ruckus, causing the Navy, causing the Marines in the car ahead of them to look back like, what's that sound? Oh, Captain T-Bone! And then this big cloaked figure with a big old sword kind of glances behind him, but we don't see his face. Water 7, City of Water, behind the garbage dump at the brick warehouse. Huh? A basement?
This warehouse has been neglected for 8 years. The sea train itself hasn't been touched in more than 12 years. It may not even move anymore, actually. Gah, 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 gah.
You'd better.
There's a lock on the front door, too. Huh? How about that? It's open.
Whoa! There it is! It looks cool!
Just so you know, it's not a proper one. We call it Rocketman. There's no way we could let paying passengers on this one. It's the runaway sea train.
And we get another sea train that looks like she said, hasn't been used in years, but it looks like it's just made out of pure shining metal with like a more sharper head on the front of it.
The runaway sea train?
The shark head is there as a joke.
It looks fast!
It's cool,
goes Chimney. And then someone walks out of the train.
Huh? Ice Guy!
It's Iceberg.
Straw Hat, I'm glad you're okay. It's just as the pirate girl said. Did Kokoro bring you here?
Looks like you survived, eh, Iceberg? What are you doing here?
The fact that you're here too means we're thinking the same thing. We can't just leave these fools to their own devices. Use it. I've tuned it up. The water and coal stores are filled and the steam's building up now.
Wow, mister! You got it all ready for us?
Save the rejoicing for after you survived. The Rocketman here is a flawed specimen from before Puffing Tom was completed. No matter how we try to adjust it, the steam engine speed is uncontrollable, and it runs wild. I can't guarantee your lives.
Okay, thanks, Ice Guy!
All right, here we go. All aboard!
Old lady, take her out as soon as Nami shows up.
And Nami and Luffy gets inside of the sea train, and he sort of falls to his knee before he even gets up all the stairs.
Oops.
Luffy, are you okay? You've been looking kind of shaky for a while now.
He probably lost too much blood.
Yeah, I do feel sort of weak. If only I had some meat. Hurry, to the train!
Couldn't you eat it? Couldn't you just eat it here?
You think I could eat all this?
And then it cuts to Nami, who's running up. It cuts to Nami, who runs up.
Sorry I'm late!
Nami, hey, what are you doing? Hurry up and get on, you fool!
Wow, amazing. This is a sea train too.
How about that? I never knew there was another one, and in a place like this.
That's a surprise.
As those two conductors are there with Nami.
Where have you been? Who's the one who said we didn't have any time? What's all that stuff?
Food and drink.
I'm very sorry for yelling at you!
As Luffy starts eating as much food as he can, and then Zoro starts grabbing bottles of booze. And then it cuts to Kokoro.
Where have you been? Who's the one who said we didn't have any time? We did have any time. What's all that stuff?
Food and drink.
I'm very sorry for yelling at you.
As he starts eating.
You'll shoot out of the canal and into the ocean. If you manage to latch on to the tracks, that'll be a start, bud.
Oh wait, it's Iceberg saying this. You'll shoot out of the canal and into the ocean. If you manage to latch on to the tracks, that'll be a start, but...
Don't worry, I'm a veteran at operating these things. You just stay here and rest that body of yours.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Chimney and Gonbei are probably playing around here somewhere. Keep an eye on them for me, would ya?
Yeah, Zoro smile. He's all like, beer! That's the biggest smile he's had on his face since they were partying at Skypiea. That's the biggest smile he's had. He's all like, Coors! Corona! Miller! Maybe not Miller now, but Zoro has some of the best faces. He really does. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Chimney and Gonbei are probably playing around here somewhere. Keep an eye on them for me, would you?
And then someone screams, Straw Hat! And it's Zambai and all the members of the Frankie family. At least the ones who got beaten up by Lucci and them earlier.
That's the Frankie family.
Why now? We're busy.
And then Zambai walks in with tears in his eyes going,
Please, take us with you! The galley law guy said you were going to Annie's lobby!
Dos Equis. I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I'm happy. Stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. Hennessy. Just a smile on his face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, my jaws hurt. I can't do it. 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 I get tickled by some of the most simple of things. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. But we get back to Zombie. Let me focus. Let me focus. I haven't laughed this hard since we seen that one panel where Zoro got hit in the back of the head by Nami and his face was all like I haven't laughed that hard since like what? Around volume 12? Volume 12 or 13? I am so sorry. But we get Zombie who's going,
Please, take us with you! The galley law guy said you were going to Eddie's lobby! Our bro was abducted by the government! We want to go after him, but we can't get through Aqua Laguna!
You're dealing with the world government, you know.
goes Kokoro.
Like we care who we're dealing with!
We're taking back our bro,
We gladly give up our lives for him. We're begging you.
goes Kiwi and Mozu, who's also there with them. And Luffy just looks. Iceberg doesn't say anything. And Nami goes,
Yeah, right. Do you even realize how much trouble you've caused us?
We're swallowing our pride to ask you. We want to save our bro!
and then Luffy chimes in. Get on! Hurry!
Straw Hat. Luffy?
Come on, it'll be fine.
Thank you so much! We can't thank you enough! But it doesn't have to be in that train. We'll just pair up with you and take on the ocean in our King Bulls. Just let us hitch up to the back of your train, if you please. Okay then, see you in a bit.
Well then, shall we go?
All right, let's go save bro!
And then it cuts to the sea train. It cuts to the Rocketman taking off, and Paulie is actually hidden underneath one of the tarps of one of the cars that's right behind the main car.
All right, pirates, don't get rattled. Runaway Sea Train Rocketman departing Water 7 for Eddie's lobby.
As Chopper helps put fuel into the train as well.
All right, we're off! Here we go! We're gonna take everything back!
As Luffy stands on the front of the train, just, as he does. And that is the end of Chapter 365. We got an SBS, and there's quite a few questions on here. Before we move on to Chapter 366. Reader, I got a request for you, Oda-sensei. I'd like to see Eneru with his hat off, so draw him. And he does. Oda, okay, I drew him. Wow, that's a super curly perm. He looks like an old lady. Uh-oh, I think I might have gone too far this time. Run! Run away! Running, rumble, rumble, kaboom! And then apparently Oda gets hit. And this was a request by Yuko-san. And they basically, underneath Eneru's cap is like a super curly, small afro perm. Question. Odachi, I'm always reading One Piece and crying and laughing and enjoying it. I'm a big times Infinity fan. They're the number one fan then. You can't pass Infinity. I've got a question for you and everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates. There are spring, summer, fall, and winter islands. What sort of island does everyone like? Signed, Siyuko. Answer. A question for everybody, huh? Okay, let's have them come out and answer. Go on, you got 16 stages to choose from. Remember, summer islands have a summer, spring, fall, winter. Spring islands have a summer, spring, wall and finter. Fall and winter. Fall islands have summer, spring, fall, and winter. And winter islands have summer, spring, fall, and winter. Luffy. Let's see. I like summer, but snow makes me happy, so, Zoro. I like fall. Fall on Fall Island when it's easy to move around is good. I want to get stronger. Nami.
I like summer. Summer beaches on a spring island are really great.
Sanji. I like Robin on a Nami Island. Yeah, and he just laughs at that. Usopp.
Are you an idiot? That's not even an answer. Parenthetically, I like, summer on a fall island is perfect weather for weapons development, and you can fish at the same time.
Chopper.
I can't handle heat. Spring on Winter Island feels good, so I like that.
Robin.
Fall on a spring island makes for perfect reading weather, so I think I like that. It seems as though you could really take it easy then.
Luffy. Okay, I decided. I'm fine with anywhere, as long as there's meat. Oda. Yes, I don't know if that answered your question, but anyway, that's where we're ending the question corner for this volume. See you in the next one. Goodbye! And I like hot springs on a summer island in winter. Chapter 366, Sortie. Miss Golden Week's big plan, a Baroque reunion. Side story, Giant Island afterwards. As it shows Dory and Broggy still fighting each other, even though Golden Week, Mr. 5, and Miss Valentine are already gone.
Rocketman is exiting the canal! Everyone get ready!
As the train goes sailing out from a canal of Water 7, just airborne. Woohoo! Whoa! And then Zoro's smiling. Nami's looking surprised that they just flew out. All right, the seat train's out. We're gonna sortie too! Yeah! Goes the Frankie family. And then they take their king bulls out. Go! Sodomu! Gomorrah! Sodom and Gomorrah? Go Sodomu! Gomorrah! And then it cuts to the king bulls jumping out into the water.
What is that thing flying towards us?
Sodomu and Gomorrah, the Frankie family's personal king bulls. Mr. Straw Hat, we're the Frankie family, 50 members strong. We're in your debt. Whoa! Those are some humongous Yagura bulls.
They're king bulls. Top-ranked bulls fit for even the roughest seas.
Fire the hitching gun! And the hitching gun latches, and it's just these big giant clamps that latch on to the final car of the Rocketman. And it's kind of forceful. Ugh. Oh, for the love of those jerks.
Thanks for the lift!
Don't push your luck! Because it's also the same car that Zoro's in, so gotta watch out with those big hooks. Then we cut to Kokoro again.
Now for the tracks. The waves have carried them off quite a ways, but I've been looking for the sea train since the beginning. Don't underestimate me. Ah, there they are. Emergency contact from the engineer's cab. We're gonna pick up the tracks in a second, at which point our speed will increase rapidly. Hang on tight and your injuries will be minor.
Hang on tight and your injuries will be minor. It's not hang on tight and that's it. It's hang on tight and your injuries will be minor. You will have injuries, but if you hang on tight, they'll only be minor. Am I the only one who's concerned?
So we're going to get injured no matter what?
Goes Nami.
Here we go!
And then Kokoro makes for the sea train to move over onto the tracks.
Just
I've laughed too much. I'm sorry. I've laughed simply too much. Oh my goodness. people are gonna look back on this and think like, what is wrong with him?
Just a smidge more! Just a smidge more! Granny, a little more to the right!
Goes Chimney.
Chimney! Gunbei! You came with us?
And Kokodo is surprised to see Chimney and Gonbei there.
We did! Ha ha! Good heavens! Hurry inside! You'll get blown away!
And then it shows the train getting onto the tracks, and they all feel the train get on the tracks with a forceful chung. And that's when they get on the tracks, that's when the Rocketman really takes off, because it's got footing. And it just takes off through the water at breakneck speeds. And even the King Bulls feel this speed.
Oh, whoa! We can't stay outside in these conditions!
And as they're speeding forward, all the Frankie family members move inside of the train cars.
Oh, man!
Ow!
And even Paulie's sitting there, even though he hit on there. Paulie, I immediately noticed Paulie's there. Paulie's there. Lulu's there. And Tilestone, too. Chopper is completely unconscious. He literally has X's over his eyes because that was too much for him.
Ow! 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 That was some serious
acceleration. I threw my back out. Oh, man, that startled me.
That wasn't acceleration. I told you this was a runaway train.
Well, that wasn't the best seating arrangement. I thought I was gonna fly off. Hold on a second. There's someone strange in this car.
Huh? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
He means you! Them and you!
See? I told you. I immediately noticed Lulu, Tilestone, and Iceberg there. And even Zoro noticed, I'm like, hold on. There's someone here who shouldn't be. Reminds of taking the... What are you saying? Sorry. Here's the thing. This little heart thing that's on the side of my chat, it blocks words. I can't remove that. I can't remove this little heart thing that's right here because it blocks the words of what you guys are saying in chat. Why couldn't that just be in the space where it says say something? You know, why can't that be in the same space where you have your add reactions, show your support for Kyushu, and engage with your audience? With those buttons, why can't that be there? Because it's blocking your words. When you see me stop and I gotta scroll through this, I have to see what you guys are saying because half the words you're saying are being blocked by this little heart emoji that's in chat. So I gotta scroll up and take a moment to read what you guys are saying. Sorry, I meant to say reminded you. It's fine, oh god, I understand, but I just couldn't see what the sentence was saying because it doesn't show up. It doesn't show up on chat for you guys to see, but this heart-shaped symbol is just like here in the way, and I can't move that. Like, if I wanted to move this out of the way, I can't do that. It's just automatic. So, just put it down there with, like, the super chat button. Just leave it down there. But back to Lulu and Tilestone.
Huh? What do you mean? He means you! He means you!
Them and you!
The enemy who took your crewmate is the same criminal who tried to kill Mr. Iceberg. Since it's obviously no use trying to stop you, I'm joining your fight. Mind you, this has nothing to do with Galley Law. I'm operating on my own. Gah! Polly! We figured if we followed you, we'd be able to find Mr. Iceberg's enemy. So we hid in the coal tender together! And we figured right, so let us join your fight.
And then it cuts to Zombie.
And that enemy, of course, is the same one who took our brother Frankie away.
That's right. We know exactly who they are, too.
Yo, Galley.
Yo,
Galley.
Yo, Galley La! If anything happens to bro, you better take responsibility!
Shut up! Mr. Iceberg's the one who's hurting the most here. Polly, give us an explanation first!
Tilestone is so unbelievably loud. And then Lulu.
You know who they are, don't you? The real criminals. I want to hear it. I want to hear you say it. We're not that dense. We got a pretty good idea. We won't be shocked or anything.
And then Tilestone actually shuts up as Paulie explains who it was.
Well, since they disappeared suddenly without a reason, I guess you'd be suspicious. All right, I'll be frank. The masked guys were really Lucci, Kaku, and Khalifa, and Bluno from the bar. Those four were secret agents for the government. They tried to kill Mr. Iceberg.
And then there's silence as both Lulu and Tilestone just respond with absolutely shocked faces. They were looking so serious. It's like,
We won't be surprised at nothing, just tell us who it is. They were our former friends, Kaku, Lucci, Khalifa, and Bluno from the bar.
it's like, that's how their faces look. That's how their faces look.
What? That thought hadn't even entered your minds? Even entered your heads? Who the heck did you think it was then? Michael and Hoikel from the back alleys? Yeah, that's right. Who are they?
Who's Michael and Hoikel? Who are they? Random names? The Enel face. Yeah, the Eneru face.
Michael and Hoikel from the back alleys?
Yeah, that's right.
Who are they?
And then Luffy gets up.
Well then, Frankie family, Galley lost shipwrights. We had problems with each other in town, but from here on out, we got the same enemy. Of all the people we'll be fighting in a little while, the strongest is that pigeon guy. I'll definitely be the one to send him flying.
That's right. This is a fight to take back from those four what they took from us. If we don't get to them, none of this will ever end.
Huh? Granny! It's Aqua Laguna! Hey, that's right. Miss Kokodo, is it okay for you to be out of the engineer's cab? I told you, didn't I? Rocketman is a runaway sea train. My job was just to get the train on the tracks. Even if I tried to steer it, the throttle wouldn't work. That means this train is always going full throttle? No one can stop it now? No way! The train's about to collide with a huge wave. Luffy!
We're already heading in the same direction, and it would be pointless for us to fight separately. Do you hear me? We're comrades.
As Zombai, member of the Frankie family, Paulie, member of the Galley Lost Shipwrights, and Luffy, captain of the Straw Hat Crew, all lock arms together and become comrades with one enemy, CP9.
And we all have comrades waiting for us on the other sea train. We'll be united in our battle. We're not letting any waves do us in. We're going to accomplish what we're all here for.
And then as he goes, "Here we go!" We see them say this as a massive wave of Aqua Laguna just looms directly in front of them.
All right, people, show me what you can do about this wave.
The Frankie family won't cower from this wave. Ready the cannon! Roger.
Heave ho! And they just start putting coal into the train. And then we get a Den Den Mushi. A Den Den Mushi ringing from inside of Nami's shirt. Well, that's one way to put it in a place there where no man can actively go in there and take from. So,
It's ringing! That baby transponder snail!
Meanwhile, up ahead on Puffing Tom.
hey, you! Yes, Captain T-Bone! In Car 5.
What is that wound?
Oh, I was bitten by a bug a little while ago, and when I scratched it, it started bleeding.
That is unacceptable. We must staunch the bleeding immediately. Use this for now.
Hey, no, not your precious cloak.
That should do. When my subordinates shed blood, it's my own heart that is injured.
Captain! Such an honorable individual.
And on this day, let the world be peaceful and kind.
Captain T-Bone, Navy Headquarters. Hobby, saving people. Motto, 100 good deeds per day. And all the men are thinking, his face is really scary. Because Captain T-Bone has the face of a man who's basically looking like an undead zombie. But this dude has the mindset of, like, keeping people safe. He's actually one of the more honorable and more morally adjusted members of the Navy that you'll encounter. Captain T-Bone, bad news! What? If there is anything I can do, even if it destroys this body of mine, I shall. Words to remember for later on. If you know, you know. No! The officials in car 6 and 7 have been wiped out, and we lost track of 2 of the criminals. What did you say? We don't know whether there's an intruder or if the criminals escaped on their own. We know nothing! How can this be? Start a rescue operation immediately. Report the situation to all cars. Yes, sir!
Nami, can you hear me?
Yeah, is that you, Sanji? Ah!
Hey! As it shows Frankie hanging on to Usopp to keep him from flying off the train.
Thanks to the presence of a couple of idiots over here, things have gotten a bit nasty.
And that is the end of chapter 366. Onwards to chapter 367, and the last chapter for this volume. Sniper King! Miss Golden Week's Big Plan. A Baroque Reunion, Volume 7. Ink washes off in the rain. And since that happens, because they're flying into like a storm, and since it's starting to wash off the paint that is keeping the pterodactyl underneath Miss Golden Week's control, it's starting to question things. Demi cannon! And then Tilestone shoots a cannon at the wave, but all it makes is just like a small splash into the wave itself. Mind you, this is a ginormous tsunami about to crush everyone.
It didn't make a dent!
That figures.
And then Tilestone and other members of the Frankie family continue to fire their bazookas into the wave itself, but it's not doing anything. It's like throwing a pebble into a regular crashing wave.
Nah, that little thing won't do anything good! Get back!
Leave this to the Frankie family's custom cannon. Target, Aqua Laguna. Fire! Super Scrap Cannon!
And even that barely doesn't even do anything to the Aqua Laguna wave.
Don't back down! Keep firing them in!
And they just continue to fire over and over and over again into this wave.
Do your best.
Aim for the front! Concentrate your fire!
The tracks will rise a little, but they won't be able to go over Aqua Laguna. If the wave hits us directly, Rocketman won't last a second. Hello, Sanji? I'm going to fill you in on our current situation and why Robin's acting this way, so listen carefully.
Sounds pretty lively over there.
Yeah! Are we gonna die?
Ghost Chopper.
I did tell you to prepare yourselves, didn't I? What? Us too?
Ghost Chimney. And even Gonbei is all like,
I'm a rabbit that's posing as a cat, and I'm gonna die!
Whoa! We're gonna crash!
This is bad. We're all gonna die.
We're gonna die!
don't waste time whining!
Fire! Clear the way!
And then Luffy gets up, and then Zoro gets up.
Huh! Hey, keep firing front and center. What are you people planning to do? Fire a cannon.
And then it cuts to Luffy, who goes, "What's 2 times 108?
216.
Jeez, that's a mouthful.
Whatever.
What are they doing? They said to keep on firing.
Cover for them!
Okay then, 300. Fine. Come.
300 pound.
We're gonna crash! Cannon!
And then both Luffy and Zoro slash and punch in the direction of the wave. And then there's an explosion into the water. And that explosion is large enough and the explosion is so large, it allows the Rocketman to go straight through to the other side of the wave. Luffy and Zoro, along with a little help from the Frankie family and the members of Galila, blast a hole big enough for the Rocketman to sail on through. And Chimney, Chopper, Gonbei are screaming. The Yagara King Bull, the King Bulls are, like just hanging on for dear life. Kokoro is smiling. The Frankie family's looking on in amazement, and so is Paulie, Lulu, and Tilestone. We got through! And everyone is shocked. And then they land on the other side.
Woo! Ah!
And then Zombie speaks up.
I thought I was gonna die! We made it through Aqua Laguna! Woo!
And then it shows Luffy and Zoro standing at the front of the train. And then Kokoro again.
Ga. That was really something. It seems you pirates are just for show.
They're scary if you make them your enemies, but when they're your allies, there's nobody more reliable. They were prepared to die. Those guys are incredible.
Don't get careless, people! We're not out of the storm yet! Woo-hoo! I'm not afraid of anything anymore!
And then Luffy just flips into one of the cars.
Whew!
That was fun!
Hey, Straw Hat, you guys were amazing! No human could pull that off. Luffy, come here.
Huh?
It's Sanji.
Hey, is that you, Luffy?
Sanji! How are things there? Where's Robin?
They still have Robin. Nami just filled me in on the situation. I heard everything.
Is that right? Go ahead, tear things up.
Luffy, don't be reckless. Make him wait until we catch up. Hey, Cook, can you hear me? There are some real nasty people on that train.
Zoro, I'm telling you, it's okay. If it were you and we tried to stop you, we wouldn't be able to. Oh, that's actually a good point. If it were you and we tried to stop you, we wouldn't be able to. Ooh, that's actually a good point. If it was Zoro, he wouldn't wait. Wow, sometimes Luffy scares me with how much of a point he makes sometimes. That actually scared me there. If it were you and we tried to stop you, we wouldn't be able to.
Sounds like you understand the situation. Hey, Mosshead, you worried about me?
Like I would worry about you.
But after hearing Robin's story, even if my captain ordered me to, I won't hold back.
As he crushes the receiver on the Denden Mushi. And I guess he ends the call. Gotcha. Okay, old lady, make the train go faster.
Faster?
Will it be okay? Don't worry. We're already going faster than the ship can handle. We're going so fast we can't stop on our own anymore.
Up ahead on Puffing Tom.
Then Robin's on this train too?
Then Robin's on this train too?
Yeah.
So all this happened in the time I've been away from the crew?
Robin doesn't know anything about the Merry Go, or about your blow-up with Luffy, so...
Robin sacrificed herself and did what those people told her to. So that the six of us, including...
Oh wait, Robin sacrificed herself and did what those people told her to, so that the six of us, including you, would be safe. She did it all for us.
And then Frankie's crying.
That's such a great story! Why are you crying? Jerk, I'm not crying! Curses! What's it all mean? Nico Robin. In the world's estimation, she's a cruel, heartless demon woman. But what about this deep love for her comrades? Robin's right in front of us. I'm going to get her.
And then Sanji walks off, and then Frankie chimes up.
All right. I, Frankie, master builder of the Frankie family, will lend you a hand, brother. Brother Eyebrows. Actually, for reasons I won't go into, I'll be in trouble if Nico Robin gets captured by the government too. And anyway, after hearing that touching human interest story... Hey, Longnose, we're going!
And then Usopp goes,
I'll stay here. I mean, it's got nothing to do with me anymore, right? If the world government itself has finally become our enemy, I don't really want to be involved. And you'll be meeting up with Luffy and the others, right? After all that blustering and after I shame myself like that, how can I possibly be with you again? It's too bad about Robin, but I don't have any obligations to go save her now. I quit the crew, remember? Goodbye!
and then Usopp starts walking off away from Sanji and Frankie.
Goodbye? Listen, man, there's nowhere for you to run! It's fine. Leave him alone. That stubborn little...
And then T-Bone is already inside the car where all those government officials got thrashed by Sanji.
Search everywhere. We'll find the evidence. This is bad. He's seriously wounded. Use this for now.
And he takes off more of his cloak. And apparently T-Bone has been using his cloak to bandage up all of the officials, all of the agents in the final car of the Puffing Tom, to the point where his cloak is basically non-existent inside car 7. And then we get to car 4 in the kitchen. Mr. Wanze, we're having some terrible problems on the train now, so
Shut up! Honestly, I'm the one with problems here.
Mr. Nero, the criminals have escaped. Huh? In car 4, in the kitchen, and car 3, respectively. Huh? The window's open. Duh! I found them! Rats.
Metallic Star!
And then this regular Navy dude gets hit off the side. Gets hit off the side of the train. Who's that?
I heard the story.
I heard the whole story from him. You want to save a young lady, do you? I need no particular reason to lend you a hand in your endeavor. I shall fight alongside you. My name is Sniper King.
It's Usopp with a mask on. It's Usopp with a mask on. And that's the end of chapter 367. We'll continue with volume 39 tomorrow. All right, that's the end of the volumes, and this has gone on long enough because I had to interrupt a couple of times and I had to eat food as well. We are getting to the very good... I honestly feel like once we get to Annie's lobby, that's when things are just going to fully take off. Because this whole moment... we wonder who that is. We know who it is. I'm not spoiling who this is because it's obvious. It's obvious. He's still wearing the same clothes he had on. He's the only person with a nose that's bandaged up like that. We totally don't have a clue. Oh wait, let's play along. Let's play along with Usopp so that he doesn't feel like he's wasting his time with this. Let's play along. Who is this mysterious individual? Is it Sanji, the high-kicking chef of the Straw Hat crew? Is it Zoro, the master swordsman who wants to become the greatest swordsman in the world? Or is it Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy? I'm sorry, I had to. But yeah, that's the end of volume 38 of the series. We'll continue with volume 39 tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for your patience on today. I know it was a little bit unorthodox with how I did things today, but I just want to say thank you for your patience as I basically just continue to do this series. Your patience and your support have been turning this series into one of the most entertaining endeavors that I've ever done on this channel, and I just want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity to do this. But I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and clean up a little bit more in my room and then work some things out so that I can be ready for tomorrow. So all I can say to everyone here is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. Because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples!